Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Realness meets Entertainment in Color. We are here to talk to you about episode 2 of Love Island USA with my co-host Tamika Francis. How are you this late night, early morning, Tamika Francis?
In the home stretch. In the home stretch.
We're making it. Wednesdays is a day.
This is the day. A lot of content. I watched Love Island. I was like, woo, great episode. Then I watched the challenge. I was like, woo, I'm pissed off.
I haven't watched Big Brother yet, but I'm sure I'll be pissed off there as well.
Yeah, right.
Well, this episode, I think it's enjoyable. What I like about it, I think I mentioned this yesterday, was that I seem to kind of know who these people are already. It's like I've gotten to know them more than I feel like I usually do. Like, I know their names, shocker. Like, I kind of know what their vibe is. So I'm happy with the cast so far.
Yeah, interesting cast. Someone said in my Twitch stream that they feel like the cast last year was a little more diverse.
Sure. Oh, diverse. Okay. Really? How is that possible?
Well, I mean, they did have basically two biracial black men and a straight black man. So it's like I could see why they're saying that.
So they would want to have a dark-skinned black man to make it appear to be more diverse.
Right.
Because they have two darker-skinned black women. Last season, Cash was on and Trina, so that's similar, we'll say. They had a redhead with Sydney and Olivia.
And a blonde.
With Shannon and Deb. And Kira, they look exactly the same. So...
but on the guy side, I do see that it's basically.
Well, it's what's his name? Corey is like Jesse or Timmy. Giovanni is like whatever, Jesse or Timmy. We have Will is kind of like, you know what though? They're saying that, but we got bombshells were guys. They got two more guys to be dealing with in the beginning.
Right.
So
and that's what I said. So when they brought in girls, they didn't bring in two diverse girls, really. They brought one
Latina.
I guess she's Hispanic, Latina.
Hispanic, yeah. She said she was Hispanic.
Right. And then another blonde. Who looks very similar to them, to be honest.
So maybe prettier and doesn't have that voice that was like at the beginning of this episode. Just Deb was just screaming about like, where are they? What are they doing? Like just like yelling. I was like, okay, we need to get you dumped because I can't listen to you anymore. Like, I don't want to hear her voice anymore. So Timmy's kind of explaining how Jesse and Felipe snuck out, and that they're on dates, and Deb doesn't believe them, and just screaming. Yeah, she's got to go. Hi, Dana. Thank you for being here. I know it's late. Hello. You guys are great. I appreciate the dedication. It's noticed for sure. So Maddie is one of the new women that are going to be bombshells coming in to have dates with Felipe and Jesse. So Maddie is here to find the love of her life, and she loves to kiss.
How old is Maddie? I don't remember how old either one of them were.
I didn't write down either of them, so maybe they didn't say.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Okay.
They might not have said. Jessica, I definitely agreed about Deb with all that noise. It's not that deep. Chill out. I know it was just like so loud. I'm tired, so I could also be like getting irritated for any little sound. But like I was like, yeah, I turned down the volume. If that doesn't work, I might have to fast forward a little bit. It's so annoying.
I'm trying to see if it's on
the wiki,
the Love Island.
I don't think it'll be. Oh, it might be on their website, actually. So then the other bombshell is Valerie. She's from Costa Rica. She has no filter. She doesn't say what she wants. She's covered in tattoos. And she's in there, like, if she's going to have to step on a few toes, she does not care. She's in it for herself. So they sat down at the table, Jesse and Felipe, and I don't know if you were obsessed like I was when I don't know who said it, but they're like, what's your sign? I was like, thank you. Thank you. So we find out that Maddie is a Gemini. We find
Mhm.
out, we already knew that Jesse was a Taurus because you were
Mhm.
vibing. We learned that Felipe, it's probably why I find him cute, is another little Gemini. I love these little cutie
Right.
Geminis. They're
There's always
adorable
so many heavy Geminis in
because they're
these
so
seasons.
social. Right?
Mm,
Like they get along with
yeah.
everybody. They're just always bouncing around. And then we see that Valerie is a Capricorn. And it's like I always am looking at the dynamics of these signs and
Mm,
look at that. Like Maddie and
Valerie
Felipe
and
already
Jesse.
vibe, and then Jesse, they're just like, oh, like I have a vibe with you. I wasn't expecting that. Like, and
Yeah.
I think it's because their signs are a match. Just saying. So Danita
Yeah.
here, hi Danita, says that Valerie is 23 and Maddie is 26. Well, Valerie appears to be 26 and Maddie 23 in my eyes, but they're both quite young. Hi Dira. So Dira says that Jesse is such a disappointment, shaking my head. Why? I don't know if has he done
So,
anything?
not as far as I see.
I mean, they've known each other for an hour. Who cares about Deb? Sorry, Deb. Like if that's what
Wait,
the
are
problem
we
is.
supposed to feel sad for them?
Or maybe the in the challenge finding out that he cheated in the past.
Or is it because he said that he loves blondes? Because to me,
Hmm.
that's not a shock.
That I mean, I expected
He
that for
went for
sure.
Deb. Guys, he went for them. That's not new. That's not new.
That's why you're disappointed. I mean, anybody that they're going to cast on these shows are most likely going
He
to
didn't say
prefer
he
to.
doesn't like black women. He said he likes blondes. That doesn't mean that doesn't exclude black women. That says he likes blondes.
Right, but chances are, when he has his choice here, he chose Deb, who I don't think is very pretty. Like she's okay. I yeah,
Maddie is definitely prettier, but
I
then
think Maddie's prettier
I,
too.
I think he just seemed to vibe with Valerie, which makes
Absolutely,
sense, Capricorn and Taurus. But yeah,
they work. I don't
doesn't work
see.
for me. I don't never gotten it to work for me, but I heard that it's supposed to be good.
Well, it's usually Earth and Earth usually does pretty well together. So we'll see. Maybe it's better if it's a Taurus man and a Capricorn woman. Maybe works better because maybe a Capricorn man is too like boring. Sorry, Capricorns. Maybe.
No, it's not boring. They we just oil and water. It always feels like oil and water.
hmm. I wonder if it's because of some of their other placements that are
I was
kind
gonna
of
say, I
hitting
think it
yours.
might be other placements, probably in my chart.
Probably. Okay, so we also see them sitting at the table. The guys are both drinking red wine, and the women were seemingly drinking a lighter colored liquid. Maybe it was white wine. I thought
Mhm.
that was interesting that they both guys were drinking wine. I didn't expect that necessarily.
Unless they were drinking beer. Is
It,
it dark?
it was like super dark.
Yeah, I wonder if it
I
was
mean, it could have
beer.
been Coca Cola. It looked like I couldn't tell if it was actually
Yeah.
red, but it looked like red wine. But
Oh, that is weird.
just
That's weird.
surprising,
Yeah.
you know. So they asked, why did you go on a date with us? Do you not like your couples? And they're kind of like, oh, well, we were kind of just deciding, like, I don't know, just say like it was our first night and like we want to meet more ladies. Like, this not that serious, I don't think. They're taking
It's
it.
literally the first night.
So who
Like
cares?
I there's nobody has ties to anyone, even
No.
with instant connection. The point of the show is to find your best connection, and sitting in a couple that you're not sure if it's your best connection or not is absolutely never going to get you anywhere on this show.
So they sent some photos of the women back to the people that were at the villa. And Deb did have one funny line. She said
Mhm.
that, oh, she looks like me with better extensions. I thought that was decently funny. So I was like, okay, that's good. That was a nice little self-deprecating joke.
I saw no one.
Um, so Maddie is does social media for her family business, and Valerie is does nutrition, and she is a bartender, and she's still in college right now. but she's a sucker for tattoos. So she's asking all the boys if they have some tattoos. And Mr. Jesse, we know that he's all covered in tattoos up there. So I'm sure that Valerie is into that. And we find out only that Felipe has one on his hip that nobody can see. Do you think we'll see this tattoo over the season?
If it's on his hip, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Jessica says, I don't know if you watch Temptation Island, but Maddie looks like Katie from season 1. I've seen it. I don't remember what Katie looks like from season 1.
If that's the one I'm thinking of, I don't think
that it was Katie, the one that was with the guy that left, that went with Morgan.
No,
is that Katie?
Her.
Temptation Island 1. I don't remember what she looks like.
Katie.
Anita says, I need all these OG girls to stand up because we got a long ways to go and you're already crying on night 2. True. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
So we hear that Andy likes blondes, blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's like, we know. I think he even said
none of y'all were original. I'm sorry. None of y'all tell me you like something different, and I'll be like, oh, isn't that cool?
Well, I mean, I guess because I'm not personally into blonde hair, blue eyes. Like, that's not something that I find, for me, what's really attractive. I just find it so weird that people are so obsessed over it. Because it's just like, for me, I love more of a striking woman than somebody that looks young. Like like blonde, blue eyes, it just seems very like a juvenile kind of look, in my opinion. And they don't look, if it's a guy, like masculine enough. Like, I don't find that like blonde hair, blue eyes is like manly enough for me. It's too soft for me. So I don't know. I wouldn't, if I were a guy, I don't think I'd be interested in blondes either. I don't know. I like people that look a little bit more mysterious, That's just me. The blonde with John, when they said that she didn't think that he would be a good father figure. Oh my God, I do not remember this person. Okay, let me look it up. We're gonna see who you mean.
I just looked it up, and the two I thought, I don't think she looks like her, but
okay, let's see. Oh, her. Okay.
People are just like, oh, Felipe looks just like Will, and I'm like, where?
I could see that more than this. Okay, let me pull up this for you guys to see. So we said Maddie. Was it Maddie or Deb that she's saying? Maddie. I mean, I'll have to see maybe Maddie again. Or Deb again, or whoever. Who's Maddie? I'm like, who are these people? Maddie, Katie. Those names are too similar. Okay, so Maddie from Love Island. Maybe a little bit. Okay, so we see that's Maddie there. Or yeah, I'm sorry, Katie there. Jeez Louise. I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. And so this is, can you see this one? Oh, damn it. Deb. All of these pop-ups are just so frustrating. Is it a new law that came through? Okay, so that's
I don't see it.
Oh, sorry. I'm like scrolling through it. I'm zooming in on pictures, and it's still on this one for you guys. Okay, never mind. I don't necessarily see it, Jessica, other than the fact that they're both blonde.
She looks like Deb to me. Like her, she looks like a prettier version of Deb. Personally,
I would say that Deb and Maddie look more alike than Maddie and Katie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe I don't really know Katie's personality, so maybe that's also a factor as to why I don't see it. So Vera, hi Vera, hopes a new bombshell comes for Serenity. Oh boy, Serenity. So Timmy does think the new girls look good, but he still likes rocking and rolling with Zeta. And I'm like, good. That's a good answer, Timmy. That's a good answer because I was worried about little Mr. Gemini maybe wanting to be a little bit too flirty and social. So I like the fact that he's still kind of open, but he likes what's going on with him and Zeta.
Yeah.
It's a good answer. Good answer.
I mean,
Now,
for day two, I'm cool right now with them.
so when the new girls came into the villa after the date and they all sat down to kind of just like discuss, did you notice that Timmy had his hand, well, it was this way, but around the small of the back of Zeta, and she had her hand on his leg? I
No,
was
I didn't.
like, I was like, excuse me, that's showing a little bit of ownership and kind of relationship vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are my favorite so far, so keep it up. Um, so Philly, so I thought it was really funny because I think Valerie must have mentioned that she loves tattoos, and Serenity, poor girl, was like, Felipe has no tattoos.
I'm like, girl,
It's too embarrassing.
girl.
Where's your swag? Where's your game?
Mm-mm.
Like, play hard to get a little bit. I mean, maybe she played hard to get in the past and then she actually loses the guy, but this is not an attractive quality for a guy like Felipe that can get any girl that he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
So, what is, I wrote down, I like blondes, so I'll take the blonde. Oh, I guess that's how they decided who they were going to
Yes. Oh, yes.
date.
She. How did you decide on who's gonna go on the date? Jesse said, "Well, we talked about it, and I like blondes, so I went in." And Felipe is like, "Oh well, it was between me and Timmy," and I was like, "You're not really answering the question. It was some bullshit answers. They were just some bullshit answers. I swear."
Well, and Felipe, like, he doesn't think that Serenity is mad and thinks that they're cool or whatever. Um, I think he has to realize that Serenity is going to be upset very shortly because there is no chance that this couple is staying till the end of the season. Not one chance.
They have no chemistry. He is not into her.
In her regular pictures, like on social media, she's super cute. It's not really translating for me on the show so far.
No. I will say her boob job done properly.
I didn't even notice, so I guess that's the
That's why
yeah.
I'm saying that
Hmm.
because I didn't. I swore that that clue was for Courtney. And when they
That was
were
probably
when
too
like
obvious. Yeah.
yeah, and when they were like, and even still, I was like, well, if it's not Courtney, who else could it be? And I was
And they're like maybe Sydney.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then when they said Serenity, I was like, whoever did her boobs, I would never have known.
It's
Never have
great.
known.
Yes, it is a very good food job. Hello, Sophie. Thanks for joining us as well. So Jesse is surprised that he has a better vibe with Valerie. He thought that he was going to be into Maddie because he likes the blondes, but he has a better connection so far with Valerie, which is cool. So it's bedtime. I didn't really write anything down for bedtime. Did you notice anything? Me neither.
Um,
Do rags?
Deb and Jesse, Deb and Jesse were sleeping like mummies.
Oh my god! I know they're just like.
And then the next morning, they're like, "Oh, what did you think?" I was like, "What did y'all do? Y'all were sleeping like mummies."
Do you know what? It reminds me of when I was like flying, and
Mhm.
sometimes we wouldn't get told of a delay until we actually got ready for our flight and go and met. Like this is when we're like say in Cuba or something like that. And so usually when we're leaving Cuba, our check in was going to be at like 3:45 in the morning. So you get up, you get ready, you get pack all your luggage, you go to the lobby to find out that you're delayed for like 4 hours. So you're like, oh, so to go back to my room. And that's how I used to lay. I'm like, I'm not doing my makeup again.
Right.
I'm not taking off my clothes. I
No,
am gonna
I
lie
didn't blame
like
you.
this.
Just
Go
lying
back to sleep.
over the covers, just like that, until it's time to go.
Exactly. It's like I'm not kidding. I'm just gonna lie like a mummy on bed. So that's what that reminded me of. Like it's so funny.
Um,
Um, so yes, we
Serenity,
did learn that Timmy and Zeta didn't cuddle. We learned that next morning. I mean, it's got a little bit early for maybe the cuddle thing, but
yeah,
why are you shaking your head?
yeah, I didn't think it was abnormal. It's
Not
day
yet.
one. Um, Serenity and Felipe. Ooh, child.
Wait. Felipe said is going to have to cool it with cuddling in bed if he doesn't want Serenity. I mean, maybe he wants to have the drama, right?
Yeah, that's also possible.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, she was like snuggled up with him. I'm just like, girl.
Yeah, read the room. Do we know what Serenity's birth sign is? Because I want to know if it's going to be something that works with Felipe or not. That
Mm,
would be interesting to see.
let's
Hi,
see.
Sean. So Sean says Felipe said 90% of a relationship is to him is sex. I don't trust him not to break his neck anytime a new girl walks into the villa because it does not feel like he's interested in any substance. Agreed. 100%.
I'm sure
And
that's what they told him. They're like, oh, um,
it's a sexcation.
yeah, come on the show. You can have sex with whoever you want to. Yep.
You
Mm-hmm.
could have a chance to winning $50,000. Come on
Mm-hmm.
down.
Come on now.
Um, so I guess it was the next day. Jesse's talking to Deb, and he's talking about like how like he likes her and all this stuff, but he wasn't making eye contact at
No
all at
eye
her. Like,
contact. I was
imagine
just
like
gonna say.
you're like saying like, oh, and like you're so amazing, and like I really love your vibe, and I think we really get along, and like who are you talking to? Hello,
Yeah.
right here. Like,
No eye contact, and all he was like, "Yep, uh-huh, yep." I was like, "Oh, this is not Deb. You're gone, girl.
yeah,
You're
like I
gone."
think we vibe really well together, and like I think that what we're building here is like awesome. It's like who's somebody over there? Who's over there? Valerie? Is that who you're talking to? Like and the fact that she's like, oh my god, I feel it too. Like we're vibing. It's like if somebody's not making eye contact with me when they're telling me these things, that means that there's nothing going on between you two. And he's thinking about what he wants to say as opposed to it coming from his heart. That's just what I'm
Right,
saying. And that's probably
and
why
they have
Deb's
no chemistry.
yeah, that's probably why Deb was saying that she wants more from him because he's not even looking at her when they're having a conversation. So how are they going to have a vibe? Yes, I agree, Dinah, Dira. Serenity is probably a water side, kind of clingy, kind of yelling Pisces to me. Um, not sure
I'm
yet.
trying to see if I can
She
go
kind of is
through her stuff.
embarrassing, a little fresh. I mean, I think she's a little bit young in her kind of dating style. I don't think she's had a wide range of people that she's dated. I think that she's out of her comfort zone completely. She doesn't seem to have any game or swag or knows how to use her like feminine wiles, whatever. Um,
Hmm.
she just seems very young to me. She seems like a teenager with everybody being like in their 20s to me. So Maddie takes Andy for a chat. And he definitely really likes her. You know, Maddie is really, really pretty, but like, I guess I don't know what it is. And I don't know if it's just because I'm so much older than them. I
Hmm.
feel like nobody really has any substance. I'm like, you guys, I mean, I think Zeta does, but like everybody
Zia
else
is
seems to be
literally the only girl with something.
yeah, like I want to get to know her. I feel like she has a bit more of a story or she's more
Mhm.
interesting. Like I'm just kind of like, is there anything interesting about Deb? Meh. If I were like a guy in the villa, would I want to date Courtney? She's beautiful, but meh. Like Sydney, beautiful, but meh. Like I would say that the two that Valerie is probably the most interesting or intriguing to me anyways. Like she does seem that she has a little bit more substance maybe,
Mhm.
or at least I could talk to her about her tattoos. I don't know, but the women to me seems like they're a little bit
I don't
vapid.
want to say shallow, just I said during my live set, I said, listen, Deb, you got to bring something other than this blonde hair because it ain't working. You're gone.
I know she's so upset that another blonde is coming in there. Like blonde is not a personality, babe.
Blonde is not a personality.
Is that a new shirt? What was the other
Yes,
shirt that we were gonna
it
do?
was sexuality was is
Not
not a
personality. Yeah, blonde
personality.
is
That was
not a
for Jada.
personality.
But now this year the person blonde is not a personality, hun.
Oh my
It's
god,
just
we have to start like a whole line.
yes, Lord.
Tattoos is also not a personality, but it's a little bit more of a personality than sexuality and blonde hair. A
Yes,
little bit more.
pretty much.
Because at least you can talk about where they were at when they decided to do any of that. There could be a little more of a story going on with that, but sometimes though, tattoos are not a personality. Where am I? So there's going to be a little bit of a challenge. They have a slow mo run to the beach, and they're going to be playing Ship Happens. And so there's going to be a prop and a statement out of a little, I don't know, it was a box or a suitcase or whatever it was. And they had to guess which islander is said this fact. And so this is a pretty typical Love Island challenge. So pretty fun, nice kind of like an icebreaker. I liked it. So first up was Andy, and for a grad gift, this person got a boob job, and so he kisses Courtney. Of course, it's his partner right now. But it actually was, like you said, it was Serenity. She got Tia and Tamara when she graduated triple major from college from her parents. So that was an interesting fact to learn about her. Felipe is next, and he's guessing who hooked up with other women on bucket list. What? Oh, wait, wanted to hook up with other women was on their bucket list. So having a lesbian experience on their bucket list. So Felipe goes to kiss Courtney. But it's actually Sydney who's like, oh, women are hot. So I wonder maybe if a little cuddle time might happen with Courtney and Sydney if they find each other attractive. Wonder. I could see it like in a dare, they kiss, and then maybe you're like, oh, I kind of like this. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Isaiah, he is going to be deciding who is so wild in the bedroom. Oh, wait, which one was this one? Did I write the wrong? No, that they broke the bed. And so he kisses Valerie, and Miss Serenity was not having any of it. She was like, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. I was like, this Mississippi, stop this Mississippi. Just because I know it's for the show, but it just doesn't look good, right? Like, if I had the girl that I don't know that well, like being so obviously upset about something and it's not coming off as funny, like she's not funny. I feel like it's coming off as truthful. It would probably make me annoyed. And I'd just be like, ugh, I gotta get out of this. Timmy needs to figure out who had sex for 8 hours in a day. And he kisses Maddie, and the answer was Maddie.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember who the last person was. But guessing who hooked up with friends. Oh, it must have been Jesse, I guess. No, it wouldn't have been.
No,
it was the girls. Hooked up with friends.
Jesse kissed somebody. Right?
Well, this person picked Valerie, so it must have been Felipe again. Yeah, it was Felipe again.
Yeah.
And so Valerie hooked up with friends X or whatever, which is not necessarily a good look, but whatever. So next we see the reverse. We only see 3 of the guys. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the girls. The first one was Courtney is guessing who cheated on girlfriend on a vacation with their parents. And that was Jessie that she decided to guess. And she jumped up and wrapped her legs around Jessie and like gave him a big old kiss. And the answer was Jessie. Were you surprised by Courtney wrapping her to giving him a hooju kiss?
Yeah, it was a little off.
I was surprised.
I was shocked.
Because like she seems to be a little bit more reserved and like not wanting to do anything like that. So I don't know. Remember I was saying like I just feel like I don't know who she is. This is another thing. Like I feel like she might be a little bit fake for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
So Serenity is next, guessing who got under 4 girls in 5 days, and she guessed it was Timmy with a kiss, but it actually was Andy, which I was like, who are you, Booey? How are you finding 4 girls to bang in a couple of days? Like, okay. Man, guys are so lucky. There's so many gorgeous women and like not as many gorgeous men.
True.
And then Valerie is going to find out who had a foursome, and she knew right away it was Felipe. Right. So she kisses Felipe, and he's like, oh, the second kiss is even better. And it was Felipe who had the foursome. So that was the end of the challenge. They didn't really show all of them, which I wonder why. They could have, but
it's okay
whatever.
Considering they didn't show anybody kiss a black girl, but yeah, who? What does it matter?
Oh wow, I didn't even notice. Well, I noticed that it was just like short, but yeah, you're right. I noticed that Serenity didn't get kissed, but then I didn't really realize that they didn't show Zeta get kissed.
Yeah, and somebody I was talking to said, or mentioned that in the previews we did see Timmy kissing Zeta in the challenge, so they definitely cut things out.
Yeah, we know that they cut things out, but why
Yeah,
are they cutting that out?
that's what I say. Why are they cutting that out?
But like actually,
Yeah,
like do they not want people to want Timmy and Zeta to be together? What's the point of that?
I don't know. Just
It's day
weird
one,
behavior.
day two. Like, why are you cutting it? Like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna get annoyed with it
Or
yet.
maybe because of the polls that, like, I don't know.
Because they like Deb. Like, I don't know. It's stupid. So after the challenge, the boys have a chat. I didn't write anything down about that, but the girls also chatted. Deb is annoyed learning that Jesse cheated on a girlfriend. Like cheating is like her deal breaker. And I'm like, Deb, stop like trying to push this guy away if you want to keep him. Because like if you already start putting up this like wall, I get it. Like I wouldn't really necessarily want to be with a cheater either, but it seems like she's making an exit strategy because she thinks that she's going to lose him to somebody else.
Yeah. Supposedly based on the wiki, Serenity is Sagittarius, December 16th,
Like what, 2001? Like how old is she? Oh, she's
1993.
no, she's a little bit older. That's true. She's a Sag,
Yeah.
so she should be okay with Felipe.
Mhm.
I mean, they're
Should
opposites,
be a
so
good match.
pardon?
I said I think it should be a good match. I just don't think I think it's him.
Yeah, I
He's
mean
not attracted to her.
he's not into her. That's just it. Maddie definitely enjoyed her kisses with Timmy, and then I was starting to get a little bit irritated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was Valerie that was saying that give me a reason to hold me, and she was loving like how big Jesse was, and she was kind of into Jesse's vibe. So
Mm-hmm.
Valerie gets a text, and each of them are going to get to couple up with a guy of their choice, leaving two OG women vulnerable. So they're getting ready for the night. And this is what I wrote. And it's exactly what you wrote, Dira, is that Maddie's going to go for Timmy. It's annoying because both black girls will probably have no couple. And then Zeta has that intuition off also. So yes, I that's what I was thinking at this point in the episode. Absolutely. I was like, Maddie, like stay away. Like if the blonde goes and takes the black girl's guy, I would have been fuming.
Mm-hmm.
Fuming. Fuming. Valerie wants to get to know Jesse. That was no surprise. We saw that they were vibing a little bit. She likes tattoos. She likes, well, we know she likes Capricorns. She said that she doesn't feel a spark with anybody yet, but she's sitting with Jesse and she's like, I think I could get there with you. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. I guess I wouldn't mind her stealing him from Deb. Sorry, Deb. We see Andy and Maddie having a conversation, and he does say that she is what he is looking for. And so I think that getting a little bit of feedback because Courtney just is just like kind of pretty and doesn't really give him any feedback, really.
Yeah.
Like she, she's just so boring.
Yeah.
And then we see Isaiah talking to Sydney, and it was a really bit of a weird conversation. He feels like something's missing with Sydney.
Yeah.
Like, well, can you help me understand the red flag conversation? What happened there?
He basically was saying and I've had people say this to me. There's something about you. So as if you are hiding something in yourself that people fear or worry about and or is missing. And I'm like, okay. And then it made Sydney cry. She's like, well, what do you think? Like I'm a walking red flag. And like to me, she shouldn't have played into it because then she
She's
got
21.
upset and
But
she was
mhm.
crying. And she gave him too much power in that conversation. First of all, I would have told him to fuck off. I've known you a day.
Like
Like you're supposed to
Isaiah,
be
you're
getting
letting Isaiah like make you cry?
yeah, like
Jeez.
you're supposed to be
Wasn't
getting
she
to
the one
know
that was
me.
saying that she's like all bad, like a baddie? Like,
Yes, yes.
like
First
this
one to
guy
cry.
this guy's making you cry because he says like I don't know if I'm vibing with you. Like who cares?
Yes. Who cares?
He's definitely not wouldn't be on my list of like who I cared about at all. Um so then Valerie cuts in. I was like, uh-oh, he's gonna be sad. And then while Valerie is gonna go over and talk to Isaiah, we see Sydney crying to Zeta and Andy. And I'm like, oh my god, like cry to the girls, but don't cry to the guys. Like, don't let them see you at this state. It's not good yet. Like, they don't care really. They're just probably just like, why are you crying? Stop. It doesn't matter.
Like
So
you said, and
Isaiah,
Andy was hugging her. I was like, what is going on? Like, guys, this is day 2. Like, no, no.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
no. Ooh, so Jessica has some thoughts. So Jessica thinks that Timmy wanted to get picked by Maddie based on that convo that he had with her. I'm gonna have to watch him a little bit when it comes to Zeta.
Hmm.
I mean, I think it's just the Gemini connection, though, right? Like he seems to vibe with Geminis, and he had a couple kisses with Maddie. The Geminis are going to vibe with each other; they're going to get along, and so I think it was a little bit shiny new trinket
Obvious, yeah,
syndrome. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, people were on thing. Oh, Timmy's terrible. He's a cheater. I was like, huh? I'm like, it's day 2.
Let these people breathe for a second. Like, figure out who they like. Like, maybe he does like Maddie more than he likes Zeta. Unfortunate if that happens, but
Right.
like,
I mean,
let
I
them
didn't
breathe.
see the chemistry between them that I saw between him and Zeta, but
Agreed.
that's for him to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And like, do it now before Casa More and all that shit. Before I
Right.
really get pissed at you
Right, exactly. Get pissed at her. Get pissed at him leaving her if they're together for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then he dumps her
for a Maddie.
for a
Yeah.
Maddie.
But like week day 2, who cares? Like at
Right.
this point, like there are kids in candy stores right now, especially with like, oh, new people coming in. Like, okay, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, like it's exciting for them. They're young, so I don't know. I'm not mad at anybody yet.
I was.
I'm mad at Sydney for crying, and I'm mad at Serenity for not picking up the cues that he's just
Oh,
not that into her.
yeah,
But
yeah,
so Jessica says, I think that Isaiah was trying to find a way out. It sounded like he's been saying little things to her constantly. Maybe that's the thing. Like he's not vibing with her, but it's because she doesn't really have a personality. So, like, I don't know. The women, most of the women are not great so far. I
Who
mean,
was
it
it?
could be because
Was
they're
it Danita who said, "Stand, OG girl, stand up"?
yeah,
Even though now Valerie and
Valerie and
Matt
Maddie.
are OG girls, but still stand up, stand up.
Sadina says, I wasn't expecting Isaiah to be the guy a lot of girls were flocking to. He's not ugly, but kind of young. Kind of young? Very young.
There you go.
Not my style at all. But maybe he comes across as like loyal. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I don't get it personally. So Isaiah definitely though had a better chat with Valerie. I think Valerie is just good at being in a conversation with a man. She seems confident and
Yeah,
comfortable. And
yeah.
so I think that that's why
That's what's gonna win the game. It's if you're coming across as, like I said, Sydney should have said fuck off. I think he would have appreciated that way more than what she did.
absolutely. I mean, like, sorry, what do you? I'm like, I'm a prize. Like, if you're not interested in me, like, okay, thank you, bye. So Maddie is torn between Timmy and Andy, and that's when I was just really being like, if this girl messes this up, like, it's fine if he's interested in Maddie, but the fact that if she goes in and kind of infiltrates that, that will annoy me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if this is over because in the end, I've got a text. They have to go and make their decisions. We see Maddie's decision, and she does end up choosing Andy, but I think it's because she wasn't sure about whether or not she wanted to get in between Zeta and Timmy. But I think she might still have the interest there, and I wouldn't be surprised if she still laid it on a little bit.
Right. So the thing was, I said it might come down to order
Mm-hmm.
and who chose who, and I think definitely just by Maddie not choosing Timmy. I could see Valerie maybe stealing Timmy. I do
Valerie,
think,
no.
yeah, but just because. Um,
I
she
think the
seems
people that are in Valerie's contention right now is maybe
Felipe.
Felipe because of
Hmm.
the two kisses that they have. I
Hmm.
don't know how well Gemini and Capricorn would really do in the long term. But I could see that happening because he does exude that sexual energy and chemistry,
Hmm.
which somebody of an earth sign would appreciate. Like they want to be sensory. So she might enjoy his passion.
Hmm.
They also have like the Latino connection. So maybe to me, and like I can definitely see Serenity losing her partner, and then I can also see her going for Jesse. Sorry.
Okay.
So Jesse, she likes him, tattoos. He's a Taurus. They get along. She thinks that maybe she could get there with him. I don't know why they needed a cliffhanger for this.
What? Because they're like making it seem like it's a shock, which is like, to me, a shock is Timmy. Do you understand what I'm saying? A shock is not Jesse, who went on the date with her. A shock is not Felipe, who went
What
on the
if
date
the
with her.
shock is Courtney? Just kidding. I mean, maybe, but that could be a shock though.
That would be a shock.
And then that would, because she would have no partner at that point, right? Yeah, she lost
Yeah, she has
Andy.
no partner.
So that would be something that would be surprising and shocking. So we might not have seen their conversations, but maybe that's something that could happen. Okay, we'll put that out there. That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Little interesting, a
that
little different.
that I like. But that's what I'm saying. So it only because the way, like cliffhanger, the way they left off, it like the scenes from the next thing is like the shock, and I'm like, so wait, does she pick Timmy? Because Jesse to me is not a shock. Like
Mm-mm.
it shouldn't be a shock to Deb because she's already been like basically he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
Felipe,
why Valerie's crying next episode. I was trying to figure it out, but I'm wondering if, like, maybe someone goes home directly that she wasn't expecting for who she chooses. Like, I'm not sure
oh, I hope nobody go unless it's somebody goes home. I hope nobody goes home.
because they
Do
didn't
not
say
do
whether or not
that.
they'd be dumped from the island, but
Yeah,
it said two women would be vulnerable.
yeah. Don't don't dump people, guys.
Not yet. No. That's what's
Mm-mm.
really was working, I think, with this season of UK is that they allowed people to get to know each other a little bit more.
I agree. Don't dump people. I hated when they did that to Shannon. I'm not even that big of a fan of Shannon's, but
Yeah.
them doing that to her that first week, that first what was it, 2 days? Same
Mhm.
thing. Mm-mm, I don't appreciate it, and they don't do that shit when it's the boys. Like
Mm-mm.
that's not fair. I will write letters. No, they better not do that.
Vera is scared that Serenity would make a scene if Felipe is taken. I don't know if she has that much like spice.
I
She
can't see it.
she I don't think I'm not really afraid of her.
I mean, if unless it's scene you're saying crying, see that. But if you're saying
um
a scene like screaming
I don't see it.
and being irate, I can't see that.
No. I don't
I
think she
can
has
see
that much
her
of like
pulling
a
a Faye and tearing up each
mm-mm.
other.
No, 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 no. She doesn't have that much attitude. I
No,
mean, she is a Sag, so maybe it's in there, but I don't see
I'm
that
not
right now.
feeling
But I
that.
don't obviously know her that well right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it. I think she wants to come across
Sweet.
as right. I think she's trying to do a hybrid Cash and Trina.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, because she did the whole like that high pitched thing that Cash does, like the when she squeals,
Hmm.
Cash. She was doing that a little bit.
Hmm.
You notice, okay?
A rip off of Cash is not going to win you the show, girl. I'm sorry. As we
Yeah,
see on 2 shows now, Cash is Cash.
he's
Cash
Cash is
is a
Cash,
star.
and she's the main character.
Yeah.
definitely a main
Even
character.
when she was a villain last week, she was still a main character.
And
So
even if I'm just thinking about Dom right now, maybe that's it. Maybe he doesn't like that she's main character energy, and some people get intimidated by other people's shine, and so she probably just shines too brightly, and he's just like, oh, when you're around, I can't shine. So maybe
yeah,
he's just a little bit jealous.
yeah.
But anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode. Do you have anything else that went on that we didn't talk about yet?
Not that I could think of. I'm like, listen, guys, just stay tuned. Like, these people aren't married. We should not be expecting them to be married because this is
Oh
how like they get to like week 3 and 4. Like, look at Curtis and Amy. Like, we did not want them coupled up and then they get to Casa Amor and play around and then it's like, oh, I was never in love with you and I was in love with you and the person has to leave the villa. I don't want to see that again.
no.
That was
So that.
heartbreaking, like real tears. Like I was crying. I don't need that.
Oh.
I don't need that in my life. I don't need that. So,
Oh, I think I cried for Amber and Michael. I think like that.
I cried
That
when
hurt.
Yuande left because she was robbed. Like what he
Oh,
did to her was disgusting. And then I cried when Amy exited stage right. Like because I absolutely understood what she was feeling. Like what they did to her, what Moira and Curtis did to her was
yeah, it was pretty distasteful.
it was distasteful. So yeah.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get that. I mean, I know I'm kind of coming down on some of the women here and some of the guys, like they're a little bit kind of no personality. But we'll
Mm-hmm,
see as we get to know them if anybody emerges as a star character.
mm-hmm,
Right now, star energy would be Timmy for sure for me. I
mm-hmm,
think that he has a vibe. I think that he has the lines. He
mm-hmm.
seems to be a little bit calm too when he was talking with I think it was Maddie. You know, he was like he was settled in and he was just kind of like I was like, oh, somebody sounds sexy. And then I looked over at Timmy. I'm like, oh, Timmy. And he's not always joking. So
Yeah,
I appreciated that he kind of can get a little bit more into a mature
serious.
conversation.
Yeah.
Serious, yeah.
I do feel like this episode we did get to see more of his age coming to play here. I for one did not hate the way he went about whatever he was, whatever game he was trying to play. In that he wants to stay secure with Zeta, but maybe see if there was
Mm,
someone better for him. I didn't hate on what he did tonight.
mm.
Actually, I
Like
didn't hate on what Jesse did. I personally feel like if there's a better bond for you, there's a better bond for you. Go for it. It's
they said
Zeta.
blonde, but you said blonde. Better blonde for you.
Yeah,
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 you're
yeah.
blonding.
I can't even blame Felipe because I don't feel like he's even leading Serenity on. She's leading herself on.
Yeah, I think he's basically like, I still want to get to know people, and we're not married, and yeah, like if someone comes in, I want to get to know them, and like I'm gonna passionately kiss every single girl in the challenge that I'm interested
Right,
in,
right.
and not kiss you. Like
Yeah,
she even admitted to it in the just confessional where she's just like, yeah, how many girls have kissed Felipe, and she's like, oh, I have to put down my hand. Like
yeah,
that says something. If someone's into you, they would have kissed you.
right,
They would have found a way.
right.
So take a hint, girl. But that's pretty much what we have for you this evening or this morning. We will be back tomorrow at 6:15 Eastern to talk. Maybe actually, sorry, maybe 6:30 tomorrow
Hmm.
to talk about Love Island UK season 8 episode 46. I think we're at, and then we don't necessarily have to go too much later tomorrow. We can go live at
Hmm.
10
We
tomorrow,
can.
right after the episode. I do not believe I have any conflicts of interest and I don't think you do either. So we can
Nope.
go live pretty much after this episode airs. So between
Yep.
10, 10:15, just after we get settled and get onto the stream, we will go
Yep.
live. So we'll be super late / earlier morning tomorrow, which is
Hmm.
great.
Hmm.
And I think that's all that I'm doing tomorrow is Love Island. Shocker. I had 5 pods today. I
Yeah.
think I have 3 tomorrow, but one's a hypnosis pod, so that one's kind of fun.
I was gonna do a Clubhouse on the challenge tomorrow, but I do have a meeting in between my two Love Island shows, so not gonna be able to do that tomorrow because I also do not want to stay up late tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably will try to do it Friday sometime,
Maybe after
uh, either before Love Island. Oh no, sorry, either between the Love
after
Islands
mhm.
or something like that. So Um,
Friday, you probably can do it between, just because I will be doing at 8 till usually like 9:30. I'll be
mhm.
doing it with the boys and have to watch the episode, so it might be a little bit later. It might be like at
Okay.
10:30 on Friday. So you'll have time between Love Island UK and USA.
Yeah, so that'll work because I do want to talk about the challenge. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're gonna be not happy.
we are
If I
going
can
to
pop in, if you
spill
do it
some
before
tea.
8, I'll pop in.
Okay, we will spill some tea. So yeah,
Fun. Well, thank you everybody for being here in the chat. I know we didn't have some people that might want to watch because in the UK it's really late. So if we have any UK people watching after, thank you for watching after. Thank you for you guys that are here right now with us live and in the flesh while my eyes are closing because I'm getting tired. I appreciate you guys being here with us even at this early morning hour. So please do us both a favor and subscribe to our channels, Entertainment in Color, on YouTube and all social media platforms, and over here at Reality Realness with 3 S's. Like this video and let us know in the comments, why do you think Valerie is crying and who do you think Valerie picks? I want to know what your thoughts are. Obviously, no spoilers. I don't think there's any spoilers out, but we just want your thoughts, not anything that is concrete.
that's
All right.
so funny that there's so much spoilers for UK right now, and I don't think there's ever been about Love Island USA.
Yeah, I don't know how they get it so like locked down. For almost every other show we can get spoilers from, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yes, and Danica says, "Spill all the tea, Tamika." Great recap. Thank you so much for being here for Danita. We appreciate you being on this journey with us. I know that you just caught up with Love Island UK, so we'll be seeing you a couple times tomorrow as well.
Yep.
So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you
Nighty
tomorrow.
night.
Nighty night. Oh my God, night night, nighty night.